So semiconductor policy expired in this March. So can we see any extension to the semiconductor policy?
In fact, one of the strong drivers for focusing on manufacturing and electronics manufacturing in particular is that because of our high growth rate and high GDP growth, the demand for electronic products is growing and growing quite rapidly. And most of the projections are that this demand growth will take place irrespective of whether we carry out manufacturing or not. So the only variable is how much of it we import and how much of it we actually manufacture within the country, how much of that value addition happens within the country. There are therefore an absolute growth rate and requirement in terms of the market, and that has its own implications in terms of how much of semiconductor would go into this sector. So the demand for semiconductors and the demand for electronic products is now fairly predictable. Security is an independent dimension which actually brings out the necessity of encouraging manufacture within the country from a very different perspective, namely from security concerns. So in certain strategic areas relating to communications, for example, or other areas related to security products, or strategic sectors like defense, like aviation, like atomic energy and so on. So in all of these areas there could be strategic concerns behind wanting the manufacture to happen in India. The other, as I said, is the fact that the volumes and the demand is going up to such an extent that we definitely feel the need for having manufacturing in India. So if you look at both of these, there is an imperative to have a concerted plan to encourage manufacturing, the entire chain of value addition in manufacturing, as I mentioned, to be made to happen in India, and to reach levels corresponding to our level of consumption. That does not mean that we intend to, or that the goal is to manufacture everything that we consume. It is just that in terms of volume and scale, these should be comparable to each other.